Good evening, everyone. We'll wait for a minute and then we'll start our today's session. Meanwhile, this is the Azure Qatar, where all the events will be posted here. These are the online events so that the users have any real-time questions that can be posted here during the events and that can be answered by the people who are presenting the session. Let's say for today's session, we are discussing about Azure virtual machine scale sets. In case you have any doubts, I mean, where you are facing in your real time, you can come and join here and we can have a, we can discuss those questions in a Q&A session at the end of this event. This is the primary motto. We're trying to address the real-time questions which users are facing and give idea about the what is Azure compute, like a VM scale set, what it is, and what is the scalability there, and why at what times, I mean, we can use the scale set. Those things will be given in the today's presentation. This is the Azure Meetup group. You can go and click on your calendar, and then you can find the events. And once you click on the event, you can join this event. Yeah. So on the right hand side, you'll find the Q&A on the right hand top side. In case if you have any questions during the session, or you can pose them during the Q&A session, I'll answer them. Okay, now let's not wait any further. Let's move on with the today's session. So today's session is about Azure Compute VM scale set. The last week we discussed about Azure Compute, the virtual machines, and today's session is about Azure Compute VM scale set. And the coming week we are having about the Azure storage, and then we have Azure Key Vault. These are the events which you can find on the Azure Meetup group, about the event details. Myself, Malik, and this is my small bio about me. I have 13 plus years of experience in the IT experience on the cloud and on-premises, deploying web and enterprise scale applications. Today's agenda. Today we are going to discuss about Azure, what is the Azure virtual machine scale set, and when we are going to use the scale sets. We have virtual machines. Why do we use? What is the need to use the virtual machine scale set, and what is the storage about it, and custom images. Then I think we'll have a demo and then Q&A. Let's see what is Azure virtual machine scale set. The name itself represents it as a scale set. Generally, you are aware of the virtual machine. What is virtual machine? Virtual machine consists of, in the last session, what we discussed, virtual machine is nothing but a compute where you have your virtual machine running with the size of, let's say, the data disk, and then you will have your configuration running on the virtual machine. So what is virtual machine scale set? Virtual machine scale set is nothing but a set of virtual machines which will be running. So what it will give, virtual machine scale set, it gives a high availability. In what way? We'll see that. And then it gives an improved performance, but scale set. Then, the application is distributed across multiple instances. You have deployed your application to a virtual machine scale set. The number of instances which are being created inside the virtual machine scale set, the application is distributed and it is available on all the instances of the scale set. So how the traffic, let's say you have now, I'm saying there are multiple instances which are running. You have an application, you have multiple instances running. How the user traffic will be routed to a virtual machine scale set. How it is being using traffic. We can use Azure Load Balancer, or we can use the application gateway. For example, today, I mean, if you see that there is a user using the public IP, and public IP is being mapped to the Azure Load Balancer, and Load Balancer is sending the traffic to the scale set. You need not worry. The load balancer will do the the load. The request will be sending to the to all the VMs based on the load. So what kind of workloads you can deploy? Let's say you have an application wherever there is a customer demand which requires the more performance or application availability. That's what the first point and second point. It is an availability and performance. Let's say the virtual machine has reached its performance and you need to scale up the spin up the second VM. And then in this use case, yes, you can use the virtual machine scale set. For example, let's say you have application workloads where you have backend jobs which need to be run based on your workload. As soon as the VM1 workload has been completed, in case if still the workloads are being running, then based on the CPU, let's say the CPU consumption is already high, VM scale set will provision you the second VM and then it starts its job. Even for data workloads, for Kafka streaming engines or a big data workloads, you can use the scale sets. What it is, I mean, it's a kind of a similar configuration. Every VM will do the same, it will serve the same few similar features. The number of VMs which are being created inside a scale set will do the same job, will give the same response. In case if you're running an application or in case if you're doing a job, let's say you're doing a data mining, you're cleaning the data. For data cleaning, I mean, in case if you want to have a virtual machine scale set, which has the same set of features, with the data, what you're trying to do, you can use the scale set. Let's see what is the, let me go there. So let's see what is the scale set. Okay, let's create the scale set. So if you go here in the computer, you'll find the virtual machine scale set. So let's see what are the options. SS, Linux. I'm going to select in West. I'm selecting the region. So here, in case if you're selecting the availability zones, then you will not be able to deploy the VM into availability set. For now, I will explain that later. Let's select the, so what the scale set which we are deploying will be deployed to the zones. In the West Europe, the region has a 3 zones. Let's say your scale set has a 3 VMs. 3 VMs will be deployed to respectively 1 and 2 and 3. In case the 4th VM is deployed, the 4th VM goes to the first zone. Is a round robin algorithm. In case the number of VMs which you're going to create will be deployed to the 1 to 3, like it will be repeated like that. If you're keeping the 4, 5, 6 VMs, the 4th VM will be in zone 1, 5th VM will be in zone 2, and 6th VM will be zone 3. In case your scale set has a 6 VMs. Okay. And then I'm taking the Ubuntu image and the standard V1, that's fine. The scale is standard V1 for demo. So I'm using my user. Yeah. So let's go to disks. So I'm going to, you can select any kind of disk in case. So for this demo, I'm selecting the, in the last session we discussed about disk. Based on your disk, the performance, the application will give you a performance. Okay, for this demo, I'm creating a disk. In case if you want to attach, you can attach a data disk. So I'm going with the network. I'm sorry, I was a little fast. So what we did, we are trying to create a virtual machine scale set. Yeah, and this is the virtual machine name. And we selected West Europe and we talked about zones. So the number of instances which are being created will be deployed to the zones 1, 2, 3, and respectively. Yeah, I've selected the OS disk for the standard HDD. Next, now going to the network. So here, what I'm trying to do, I have already created a virtual network. For any computer, virtual machine, we need a VNet, and the VNet will have a subnet. From the subnet, we'll get the network NIC card. So we have to point the configuration to take from this one. So what I'm doing, I'm going to create a new NIC for this particular. So I'm creating a NIC. So this is the VNet, which is already existing, and I have only one subnet there. So it is being default selected. In case if you have multiple subnets here, you can select the subnet. So what I'm doing, I have an NSG here where my all network rules are existing here. So I'm going to select that. This is my NSG, which is a pre-existing one. In case if you want to see what is my NSG is having. Okay, let's take it. Okay, meanwhile, so this is what it is. Just we are creating the network interface card, the virtual machine, the VM scale set, which we are going to create. Just create it. Yeah, and then okay, sorry, let's not use this. In the session, in the last session, we discussed about the limitations. You know, the standard V1MS based on SKU, you can have the multiple number of NICs. Let's say today for this today's session, I selected the standard V1MS, which we can add only one NIC. You can add two network interface cards. This is what the error is. I'm just going to remove this one. So we created this. And then, as I said, you can use the load balancer in front of the what scale set. Okay, I'll talk about that later. So now we have selected the SKU, and then we are given the VM name and the basics, and then disk we have selected standard HDD, and the networking we have selected a existing network, and then we have created a NIC in that. Now you are saying when you are creating a virtual machine scale set, you have two options: the scaling. In case if you want to scale manually, or you can scale custom. Right now, let's create the VM scale set manually, and then later we'll change that VM scale set to custom. And then what is scaling policy? What is scaling? What happens? Let's say you are going manually and increasing the number 4. Let's say number 3. You have 2. Now you have 3. What happens when you select this newest VM balanced across zones? So as the new VMs are created, the new VMs only will be deleted. Let's say we have 2 VMs in zone 1 and zone 2. In case if you're manually increasing the third VM, in case the load is reduced, so the third VM will only be deleted. This is what the options you have scaling policy. In case if you want to do the default, or let's say the oldest VM, the oldest VM will get deleted and the newest VM will be residing. Let's see, I will select the oldest VM. So the VMs which gonna create in, let's say in case 2, these VMs will be created in zone 1 and zone 2. And I'm going to select the scaling policy as oldest. So in case we'll scale up and then we'll see what the VMs will get, how the VMs will be deleted based on this scaling policy. Yeah, and now I'm saying, the upgrade mode. And in case if you're the OS, you want to have your own OS upgrades, you have this option. In case you want to do manually, or you want to do a rolling updates with an optional pause, the VM will get paused, or automatically the instance will upgrade in a random order. These are the 3 options available when there is an upgrade, which is the policy. This is an upgrade policy which we are telling to the Azure ARM in case if there is an update or what it has to pick up. So I'm saying automatic. The instance will start updating immediately in random order. In random order, in the sense, let's say you have 3 virtual VMs inside a scale set, it will pick up any other one. Or if you want to do manually, you can do manually. Okay, we'll discuss this about the storage account in the coming session. We have a session. I'll explain there about Azure storage, why we require this, and that's it. And then this is what it is. Then let's go to advanced. Okay, so now here, what is the allocation policy? A scale set can be create 1,000 virtual machines inside a scale set. If you don't set it, then the scaling it will not go beyond 100 instances. If you are selecting this, if you are using the let's go to the image, there is an option. In case if you are selecting your own custom image, right? You are not taking an image which is not from the marketplace. You can create 1,000 instances, 1,000 VM scale set instances. If you are selecting that is the max limit, right? In case if you want to, if you don't select this, let's say I'm selecting this, then you can create 1,000 instances. In case if you are using the your own custom image, then 600 instances it can be created. That is the limitation here. So that is what the check. If you see here, you can create up to 1000 instances, means 1000 virtual machines will be created in the scale set. Yeah, let's select that. I'm not, this option is for strictly even balance across zones. Let's say we have 3 zones. I'm not selecting that option. The traffic will be sent, in a random order to my virtual machine scale set, because all the scale set virtual machines will be giving me the same, the application or the response to me. So I'm not selecting that. And this is spreading algorithm. Yes. See, I think this is not recommended for the zone. Since we selected the zones, we'll say max spreading algorithm, so that it goes to all the available virtual machines inside the zones. Yeah. Then coming to the host group. What is host group? Host group is nothing but the physical. You can create a host group inside your what you call in Azure. Let's see that. See, if you see this is the host group. Is nothing but a virtual machine. You can have a dedicated host, and dedicated host can be created as a host group. In Azure, you can create your host groups, so that it represents the collection of a dedicated host. Nothing but in case if you want to deploy to a created host group, you can create that. But that doesn't give the host group can be created in a single zone. It cannot be. You cannot spread the single zone can be created to the host group can be created to a single zone. In case if you want to deploy your scale set virtual machines to a 3 or 4 three zones, it is not possible. So all the virtual machine scale set which are being created using the host group will be deployed to the zone where you are created your host group. So this is the one of the availability option when you are creating the scale set, right? So that is that. This is then the proximity. What is proximity? Proximity placement group. Proximity is nothing but in case if you are deploying your virtual machine scale set, it will be deployed to the nearest data centers. That is the name itself. It says proximity. Let's say you have scale sets which are being. Let's say you have 2 scale sets which are being created, and 2 scale set will be deployed in a different data centers. So when you say placement group, it will be placed. Today we're not creating any placement group here. In the coming sessions, we are going to discuss about the Azure VM high availability. During that time, I will explain more detail about host group and placement group. What is proximity placement group is nothing but, when you are deploying your 2 instances of your virtual machines, will be deployed nearest, the best nearest possible locations, physically, that will be deployed. When you select the proximity placement groups, in case if you want to, let's say you want to reduce the latency of your 2 virtual machines talking to each other. Let's say one is deployed across 50 miles away, then it definitely brings you the latency. So the proximity placement group helps you to bring your virtual machines deployed onto Azure to closer to reduce the latency. That is the use of proximity placement groups. Yeah. And we have a Gen 1 and Gen 2. Gen 2 is nothing but this is a new generation which is available. What you call it supports Intel ASGX, and then you can have your there is a memory changes here available, and then you have UEFI boot. You can create that. Those are the differences which we have the latest generation. In case if you want to have those features available, use it, then you can select the Gen 2. For today, I'm not selecting Gen 2. I'm going with the default Gen 1. So let's review and create. So this is the plan which we are going to deploy. This is the name, and then I'm going to deploy to the availability zones. This is the image, and this is the SKU, right? And how many we are doing? We are deploying 2 instances manually. And this is the data disk which we selected for the OS disk, and this is the virtual network where our the virtual machine scale set will be deployed. I selected upgrade mode as an automatic, and then yeah, this is the boot diagnostic storage account where we are storing our boot screens. I'll show you that. The scaling is manual scaling, so the that is why it is no. And the scaling policy we discussed, the world, let's say your load is reduced, the scaling policy, when what it will pick up and it will delete the old VMs rather or new VMs. Let's say you have 2 VMs and the VM3 is created. let's say your load is reduced to let's say scaling policy of 2. What happens? This VM1 will get deleted. That is what the scaling policy oldest VM says about, right? Yeah, so this is what we talk about, the scaling beyond the 100 instances. Yes, in case, as I said, the Azure allows you to scale up to 1,000 instances via virtual machine scale set instances. So this is what I said, yes. Now we are not selected in proximity group or yeah, that's it. So this is about the plan, virtual machine scale set plan. Let's create it. Let's set the creation. So the virtual machine scale set is getting created. Okay. Yeah, and what we have now, it is getting created now. The load balancer is public IP has been created. Storage account is mapped. Okay, let's see the next section. Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, yes, let the virtual machine scale set get created. We'll see what is scaling. As we've seen, when we're creating the virtual machine, you'll have two options. One is manually scaling and the auto scaling. Manually scaling is it is the same screen. If you see the instance count there, you can have the instance count. You can say here it is 1 in the picture. In case if you want 5, you can click 5 and you can save the configuration. So that manually you are increasing the virtual machine scale sets. In case you are doing auto scaling. Auto scaling can happen based on a scheduling. Even let's say let's say you're running an application where the Sunday market, let's say during Sundays your business will, you have a huge demand for your business. So during Sundays you want to schedule your VM scale set to meet the load. You can create 10 instances. You can say that during Sundays I need 10 instances. So Sunday you'll have 10 instances, and then automatically the scale Monday the scaling condition will apply, and the VMs will automatically scale in basically. Scale up and scaling you can do using scheduling. And now it comes with the second option is rules. What is rules? If you see the scale rule, you can see the VM based on the metric. Basically, let's say your VM is meeting the CPU metric. Okay, here the metric is CPU. If your CPU is more than 70%, and for a duration of, if you see this option here, for a duration of 10 minutes. If you see in the scale rule, there is an operator greater than 70% for 10 minutes. That is the period where the it will monitor. If it is 70% more than 10 minutes, it is going to create another, the number of scale instances what we declare here. This is about the scaling, virtual machine scale set scaling. You have two options here. We'll see that. So now our deployment is complete. Let's go back home. Okay. Okay. Yes, now this is ready. So what I was telling about the scaling, right? So while creation, what we selected? We selected. So manual scaling here. Let's say, sorry, I'm saying 3, and I'm saving it. Okay, now what we're doing, I'm doing a manual scaling of 3 instances. If you go here, now I have only 1 instance running. Okay, and this is you may have a question now. We have 1 instance now. When I said scaling to 3, why we are seeing a 4 here? This is called over provisioning. For a safer side, Azure will provision the more than what you requested, but you will not be charged. In case if any, that is the for safer side. Let you are requested 3 VMs, they create a 4 or 5 VMs, and finally, if 3 VMs are succeeded, the other 2 VMs will get deleted. That is what that is called as a over provisioning, and you will not be charged. It is for a safer side for the customer. You need not to waste the time. In case if it fails and it retries creating another VM. This is called over provisioning of virtual machine instances. That is why you're seeing and 1 more instance which are being created here. At the end, if 2 machines are succeeded, the third one will get automatically deleted. You will see that. That is called over provisioning of virtual machine, that you can restrict that. In case if you don't want to see that, you can restrict that also as an option. Okay, this is about the manual scaling. Let's go to the scaling again. Okay, so what I'm doing, this is the custom scale. This is the auto scaling. What you want to do, as I said, scale to a specific metric. Let's say this is what the rule, right? You want to have this VMSS, the CPU percentage, these are the options available. You want to do on a metric. Okay, in case if the disk is hitting the max, let's say you have a disk where your performance is hit. During that time, you want to run another instance. So these are the available options where you want to, apply the rule. Okay, I'm selecting the CPU. Okay, now is greater than, let's say 10%. Okay, and I'm saying a duration of 5 minutes. 5 minutes. So what I'm doing, I'm saying my metric to the CPU is greater than 10% of CPU, and then duration is 5 minutes. And what you're saying, increase the count by how many you want to increase the count, instance count. Here, let's say I'm saying 1, or you want to let's say if it is meeting the 10%, meeting the deadline, you will create 2 instances, or you want to create 1 instance. Every time it meets the requirement, it will keep on creating the instances. It is a cool instances. Now we say cooldown minutes. What is cooldown minutes? See, this is the and again, what it will do. You see, these are the options available. Increase the count to, increase the count by. These are the operations where your instance can be increased. Okay, let's add this. So what we are saying now, we are saying auto scaling, how much we are saying. Now the maximum default is 3 and minimum is 3, and I'm saying 6. So what happens every time the CPU hits the required percentage, it will create 1 VM instance. Like that, it may go max 6 VMs. This is what the rule is. So like this, you can have rules. Rules has a precedence. Whichever is the higher rule, it will take the precedence while scaling out or scaling in. Whichever is the lesser one, the scale set conditions, auto scaling conditions. If you have multiple multiple conditions, what it will do, it will take the precedence of the higher value. Right now, the scale set is set with the custom scale. So these are the 2 options available. And this is what the the scaling policy. When let's say the load is reduced and the instances automatically will get deleted. I told you the over provisioning concept. You see here. Now we have previously we have seen 4 VMs. Additional VM was getting created. Now since the 2 VMs succeeded, the other one will got automatically deleted. So this is about the manual scaling which we have seen, right? This is about the scaling. Scaling can be done using manually, or you can set the based on the metric. We have done them based on metric. You can have another scale condition like that. You can create multiple. Let's say this is condition 1. This name is condition auto scale 1. And then like that, you can create multiple conditions. You can have multiple conditions so that to meet all your requirements. Let's say you want to create based on specific instant count. Scale 2, you can create it here. Right? So you want instance count of 10. Okay, when you want it. Let's say let's say scale this is a day. Okay, Sunday, auto scale Sunday. Okay, so what I'm doing, let's say the coming Sunday and 12 AM, and then the same Sunday I'm setting it down. So during Sunday, this metric will get triggered. Yeah, you save this. So like this, you can add the scale conditions based on your requirement. Right? Okay, let's go to the, now we have created this. We have created a virtual machine scale. We discussed about virtual machine scale set. Now we have discussed about virtual machine scaling. Yeah. Now the other item is virtual machine extensions. What are extensions? We have virtual machine extensions, which are specific to the Windows version and Linux versions, where it does, let's say, Azure Monitor. This is the agent. Extensions are nothing but an agent. When you select an extension on the virtual machine, it will get installed as an agent inside the virtual machine. In case of virtual machine scale set or a virtual machine, the extension will get installed as an agent on the virtual machine. These are the virtual machine extensions which we have, like a disk encryption, dependency agent, network watcher, or a custom script for Windows or a custom script for Linux, and then performance diagnostics agent. These are the extensions. Today we'll see the custom script. I think the deep dive takes more than 1 hour session when we talk about Azure extensions. In case if somebody interested to know about more virtual machine extensions, then we'll run one session about the virtual machine extensions. For today, we are going to see the custom script extension. Okay, so let's go back here. Sorry, we selected this virtual machine, I guess. Yeah. Okay. So if we go here on the blade, which extension blade, you see the extensions, right? So you go here, you add it. These are the various extensions which are available. These are the extensions provided by other than Microsoft. The one in the slide which I've shown was provided by Microsoft for the doing monitoring, performance, creating alerts, doing some customizations. So this is the Microsoft one, custom script for Linux. I'll explain what it will do. So what I'm doing, I'm just running a script. Okay. Custom script is nothing but in the name itself, it says that you want to run some script. Sorry, that too fast. What I'll redo that. So this is the custom script. Let's create one. See, the custom script can be the custom script, the path, okay, where your custom script is placed. That we need to select. That can be any one of your storage accounts. Yeah. If you see here, it will automatically detect in your subscription where we are doing this. It will say these are the available storage accounts, right? I'm selecting the one of the storage account where I have this container. Inside the container, I have my script. Okay, I'm selecting the script. So generally, in the Linux machine, you say bash run or sh or to run the shell script, right? So this is the command and this is the script. What we are doing, we are going to add. So what it is doing now, it is doing the installation. If you see here, we don't have any no results right now. Now we are installing the custom script. Custom script extension is nothing but you can run the script like a automated series of steps. What a script can contain, it can contain any steps. Okay, let's see the script, what it has, what it is doing. Let me open that. Sorry, I could open there itself. Yeah. Okay, it is going on. Meanwhile, what I will do, I think here I have. Let's go to storage accounts. We'll see, you can open here itself. I'll go to my storage account. I have my containers. So in the container, this is a script. So what is the script? If you go to edit here, it is doing bin bash. I'm just performing 3 steps, right? Installing Nginx on the instances. What happens when you deploy the extension? This extension will be deployed on each. Let's say you have 3 virtual machines. Every virtual machine, this extension will get deployed. That is the beauty of the virtual machine scale set and extensions, right? The job which you run once, it will be deployed across all the virtual machines of the or virtual machine instances of the scale set. So what it is doing, it is saying, this is what it is doing. Okay, let's see. Okay, now to see that, let's go to the instances. Okay. So I'm going to my instance. Sorry, I was a little fast. So if you see here, we have two instances running here, right? If you go here, select the instance, and I'm going to the console. Meanwhile, on the right hand side, there is a Q&A. In case if you have any questions, please post your questions. Yeah. Okay. Here, so if you see here, index node HTML. So this is what it is. So right. So let's go back to the script again. What it is doing, this is that if you see the line number 27. So I'm just doing a sudo command and I'm writing a file to the the web server, the Nginx server, right? So that is what it is. If you say curl, localhost. This is what the first instance, right? Let's go to the other instance and see. So these are the scale set which we created now, and I'm going to the instance 3. The instance names are generated, randomly. You see here, the third instance ID is created in zone 1. Let's go to cd console of 3. Right. So what I'm doing, I'm just curl. This is what you get. So using extension, what you are doing, we are going. Let me go back there. Let me open here. Yeah. Let's get it here. So okay, let's go back to the again. So what here I'm selecting the extension. What we create the virtual machine scale set. What we did, we went to the VM skill set blade and then we installed an extension. Extension, what extension is a custom script extension. Okay. If you see here, this is what the which is there in my storage account. Okay. And we said this is the my file and you run it inside the this is what the custom script. It will create an let's say I'll show you. We'll go to we'll take it outside, right? What I will do, where are we? Okay, here. Okay, what you just say, I'm just clicking the upgrade, right? Let's say I'm clicking the upgrade of the extension. You see here, the VM log will show you there is an update from the. This is what the agent, custom script agent, what it will do. The custom script agent will run the script. That's what it does this, right? So, right. Okay. Custom script has done its job. Let's see the now what we said in the beginning. You know. So this is what we discussed. Now in the presentation we said the user will be on the internet and he's coming to the infrastructure, and then we have the scale set instances like for example the web service, and we have a load balancer facing that, right? And using the load balancer, the request from the internet will be hitting the one of the VMs. We'll see that, right? So let's go back. So if you see the load balancer, this is the load balancer which we created, right? So let's pick up the IP. Okay, go back again. Let's see what is the IP which I have. Okay, this is the IP, right? So one of the instances, what we'll do, let's pick up the other one. right? Okay, I'm do a while loop. Okay, while true, true, should keep a if for one. This is done, right? Okay. Now, if you see here, okay, I'll add one more echo there. Sorry. True, true. Right. So let it be running there. So what we'll go? We'll go to the scale set again, right? Okay, sorry. Let's go to the other scale set. We'll pick up this IP and see whether it is there. Okay, right. Let's take it. Well, so now we have 1 and 3, 1, 3, right? So now we have two instances. If you see here, I'm hitting the load balancer. This is a load balancer IP, right? Where is the load balancer? Okay, this. Yeah, this is the load balancer, right? This is the load balancer. What I have the front end IP configuration. This is the front end IP. This is what we ran the here, right? That is what the IP we selected while running the curl command, right? This load balancer is sending the network traffic to the backend pools. What is the backend pool? These are the backend pools. We have two instances. Okay, what is the instance name? Instance name is 1 and then 3. You see here we have backend pool of 1 and 3. Okay, let's go back and then increase the go to home and increase the count. Okay. Virtual machine scale set Linux scaling. I'm saying 5 instances. Okay. So what we are doing, we have only 1 and 3 now. We are scaling to 5. Let's go and see the now what it is doing. It is updating the resource instance count. You see here how many it is creating. It's supposed to create 3. As I said, the over provisioning to safer side to avoid the failure to reduce the failures. It creates an additional VM. In case of the other 3 VMs are succeeded, the 4th one will get deleted, the latest one, right? So it is creating. I think it takes time. Yeah, meanwhile we'll discuss the other way. Okay, we have another option where you want to, in case you don't want to use the Azure load balancer, the layer 4. If you want to use the application gateway, which provides the WAF, even the it gives you routing, the path-based routing, URI path-based routing. In case you have different pools, virtual machine scale set pools, you can use the application gateway. Let's say now you with the using the application load balancer, you cannot do the path-based routing, or you will not get the WAF. So this is another way of either in the backend VM scale set pool, either you can use application gateway or you can use the load balancer like this. And you can have another internal load balancer which is going to your backend. Yeah, for today's session, we created the instances. Just creating. Okay, let's see the output now. You see the output? What is running? Fourth one is running. I think all are running now. So you see 7 is also giving a response, but it is still updating. If you see the number 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 6 also running. This is how you can deploy your applications, right? Yeah. See this almost all 5 instances of your application is running. And you see the instance name 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 2 and 4 is missing here. The host name. The same thing is being shown here. When you are hitting the traffic, right? It does the load balancing. The load balancer is sending the traffic evenly to the each individual instance of the virtual machine scale sets. Yeah. Let's reduce the Q&A. Let's okay. I'm sorry for that. There was a little internet disconnect. Will they spread across zones? Yes. Let's see that. The question was, will they spread across zones? Okay. Let's see, there is an instance is running in which zone. This is running in zone 3. The instance ID is 5 and is running in zone 3. Let's go back to the instance 6. See, this is zone 1. As soon as since we are selected while creating the virtual machine scale set to deploy the across zones. So let's see the another instance also, zone 7, this one. See, say it is being evenly distributed between 3 zones, right? 6 is in 1 and the 5 is in 3. Now zone 2. Yeah, they will spread across zones. Now the question is, now say 6,600 machines I have taken, will it be distributed or created only at zone 1? Yes, you can do that. 600 virtual machines, 600 definitely you can run that on a single zone. Yeah, I think these are the questions for today. And the upcoming sessions we have, I think the session which is coming up, please go and check on the Azure Qatar event group. Yeah, thank you for attending the session.